Hi, Deacon John Wilson here, Education Enrichment Director for West Angeles Church. I'm here with something I saw today that I think parents of students who are in elementary school and public schools are going to be required, I think they're requiring them still to take the COVID vaccine. And very quietly, the federal government has removed that recommendation. CDC no longer recommends it. Here in California, I'm not sure what we've done, which is the reason for this video. But something else happened that I think you should pay attention to. Check out this headline here, and it reminds us something I've done videos on the damage of this vaccine to 1 out of 2,200 young males. And I actually know of one young man that was damaged, and they think it was vaccine related. But it's something that came up early in the studies of the drug before it was released, that there's potential heart inflammation risk associated with the vaccine, particularly affecting young males. I'll go over that data now. The headline says COVID-19 vaccine labels need to be updated with expanded warnings. The federal government, as you'll see in this article, when you read it, I'll include the link below, warned the manufacturers to introduce labeling or they could protest. They could not protest because the data is overwhelming in the study data now the actual data of usage. And it'd be okay to have that kind of risk of 1 in 2,200 if the vaccine was needed and if it actually stopped the virus, and it doesn't. In fact, the more people are vaccinated, it seems the more they're getting it. But that's not why I'm here. Let's read through some parts of this article that are key, and I'll react to it. Federal regulators on June 25th updated the labels. Labels like you have on, there was no kind of warning. We just had to take it. No warning. No telling of the side effects. Federal regulators on June 25th updated the labels for Pfizer, Moderna COVID-19 vaccines to expand the warnings regarding heart inflammation. The updated labels stated that myocarditis, inflammation of the heart, it is, and related condition called pericarditis have followed the receipt of one of these shots, most commonly in males 12 to 24 years old. So if you're a young man, hasn't had the shot, it's not required, and it is risky. The Food and Drug Administration said in letters to the vaccine manufacturers earlier this year, they should update warnings on inflammation to reflect available information. And of course, somewhere down here in this article, you'll see that they were given a chance to appeal it and decided to do the labeling. You'll read this through the article. The rate of myocarditis following vaccine was down to 2 cases per million doses in 12 to 39, or lower than the background rate of 38 million doses of 2020, according to them. But the studies are underway to find out the long-term effects on hearts. Remember, a lot of this is heart scarring. Let's see if I can find that. There's something in here about that. Okay, right here. Let's see. The previous label said that the highest observed risk of myocarditis was in males 12 to 17, while the highest observed risk in Moderna was 18 to 24. Richard Fauci, acting director of FDA's Office of Biostats, pointed to newer research study that found that some myocarditis patients, listen to this, had signs of heart scarring, okay, which goes to the lifespan of the heart. So you've got to wait longer than just a few years. Signs of heart scarring months after the vaccine. And these type of problems turned up in the studies and the trial data prior to the release of it, but Pfizer and Moderna did not tell the public, because they probably thought the virus is killing people. and it never was killing young ladies and young men. Young people were not affected much at all in terms of death and serious illness by COVID-19. It was primarily older people. Overwhelmingly, the vaccine makers, listen to this is the last thing I want to cover. The vaccine makers could have challenged the directives, but instead opted to revise the labeling to comply with them, according to letters made public on Wednesday. So, what am I saying here? I'm just saying you do what you want to do with your family, but I want to make sure you have all the factual information before you start giving your kids COVID vaccines, especially your young men. Somebody said, well, if they're 5, doesn't matter. But remember the scarring issue. Then are you going to keep doing it every half year like you're supposed to? Right now, if people get COVID, it's mostly a non-serious illness. Those who are more serious and need to go in are usually the ones that have had multiple shots. But that's another video we can do another time. But here I'm just saying, make sure you have all the facts, parents, before you make the decision about adding the COVID-19 to your required vaccinations. Now, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I think there's a lot of shots they need to take, including the standard vaccinations that are required other than COVID-19. But I would really question the COVID-19 vaccine, which is really a gene therapy. It doesn't prevent COVID, it prevents, they say, serious illness. But how many cases are we actually having? And in young people, is that affecting them? And that's why I think the CDC said it's not required anymore. California, I couldn't tell if it's still required. I bet it still is. Okay, thank you very much. I hope that helps. Again, like and subscribe. You want to get videos like this, comment below, please. I love to hear your comments. Let me know what you think about what I said today. Bye-bye.